Hello, hello, it is that one mug, and today is a day 3 weeks past due at this point. I know, I'm sorry, I've been caught up with life and adulting and visiting family, and don't get me started back on the adulting part. I am not made out for it, I'm not cut out, I want to play Pokemon. This first week, so I'm going to be posting 3 or 4 videos. No team builder videos these first 3 weeks, unfortunately. I don't know if I'm going to go into team building high depth, mostly because when I do team building, I would sound like a person on crack. Almost all my team builds, I start from what seems like a sane point. I My teams get so cute, and it's as if I started just snorting in between so much coke in between every Pokemon that I start putting together. Like I'm thinking like physical choice band, sucker punch, believable. Like we're getting crazy. Um, Alongside other things, but if something comes up, something of note, I do have a general remembrance of the movesets. I will bring it up. I am going to be rapid firing, so these next 3 videos I'm going to be doing all back to back to back. The most recent week 3 battle was done actually pretty recently against Valiance a few days ago, so that one's a bit more on my memory. But the other two happened, 1 and 2 weeks ago, respectively. So I will be doing my best to go off of what I was thinking in the moment and without any further ado, let's get right into this. My first week, I was San Jose Sweetcoons versus the Pittsburgh Scizors. I didn't know too much about this team. I've heard, some murmurs about like how, um, I think they were decent, or they're good, or this or that. But I honestly have no idea what the power level of this player. Looking into their team again, nothing stood out as absolutely terrifying except this damn dog. This dog right here in every league I've ever done absolutely runs me. Not just runs me, runs the league. And it's crazy because every league will have like a Rock Dusk for 7 points in a 20-point system and then just be like the most cheapest thing. And then some random person will pick it up and then never played Pokemon before, picked it up, thought it was Yu-Gi-Oh, and go on a 6 game win streak for no reason because this dog is not legal, and any draft league that has it like in the bottom half of point needs to get themselves checked out. This Pokemon, I hate it. I mean, I love him. I love Lycanroc. My partner loves Lycanroc. I do love it, and I love it the shiny form especially. But I hate this damn dog. Anyway, without any spoilers, we're going to get into this game. I brought the team Fione, Cinderace, Cresselia, Bellibolt, Garg, Articuno. And they brought the team Corviknight, Mamoswine, Lycanroc, Goodra, Quillfish, and Meloetta. When team building for this, Meloetta was actually a huge problem for me. Solely because I get Thunderbolt and Energy Ball. Energy Ball obviously hitting my Garg, my Fione, and my Tinglu. Thunderbolt hitting my Fione and Articuno, and Bombardier, which I had at the time. Um, and for a long time, I actually had Bombardier in this fight when doing the mocking, because I like the idea of knockoff, parting shot, roost, and then fourth move of Wonder, right? But I came to the idea of with this 5 set, obviously I think the four, of Bellibolt, Cresselia, Garg, and Cinderace is expected. Ting Lu is, you would look at their team especially, and you'd wonder where Ting Lu is, but I just never saw that he was necessary, and I felt like Garg did his place. Fione, I felt was like an absolute must in this fight. I felt like it walled his team, and outside of him bringing more Pekko, but he must my thinking is he's not going to bring more Pekko because I have Ting Lu. I didn't have Ting Lu. I had Fione. So basically, I was just going to hope and pray that he doesn't bring more Pekko, because if he doesn't bring more Pekko, his team is allergic to water types. Trust me, I've been there. Um, and then I brought Articuno, which is another strange pick, but it was just mostly there, freeze dry, roost, and then it has Light Clay with the double screens. It was basically just a bootleg Articuno, not Articuno, Ninetales, but I just had it because I felt it was a good lead. I made it very specially bulky. I can come in on Meloetta as long as it has, if I notice, because I would assume it would have Energy Ball over Thunderbolt. And generally, it was just a good safe switch in, and it was a Pokemon I was always willing to sack or stall with or any other means. And then Garg, I think, was a generic set of Salt Cure, Body Press, recover Iron Defense. I think I went with Curse maybe. I can't remember too much. I brought Garg every week, so I think every week the Garg set has been a bit different. Belly Bolt was Slack Off, Toxic, Volt Switch, and Protect, maybe. I'm not going to go any more to that. I know that it was Heavy Dude Cinderace because of Quillfish and Stealth Rock and others mons, and Cresselia was your generic sec. But I'm super happy about this Fion. It was max HP, max defense, with Take Heart to get up my special attack and special defense, and then Scald to just kind of whittle things down and burn. I had 2 other moves that I did not use in this battle, and for strategic sake, I will not be mentioning them. But I think that, and I chose at one point, I think I could have gone in for the win using one of the moves, and I just chose against it solely to preserve knowledge, because to me, information is power. And where I am not, I'm coming into this league filled with people who generally know what they're doing. And as someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, I am basically going to have to play around knowledge and crazy, or I wouldn't say crazy, but different approaches to team building compared to other people. But without too much more rambling, let's get out of the way for this first battle. So I said Sweetcoons versus Pittsburgh Scizors? So we get into the first battle. I send out Articuno. He leads with Quillfish. I want to quickly pause and just, I won't be doing too many pauses. I'm just doing it for here. I thought about using Freeze Dry because it was super effective, but because I had no physical defense, I was afraid of a Gunk Shot. I was also afraid of him setting up, so I thought about switching. Now, they had also switched because, again, they didn't want to take a Freeze Dry. I assume they were physically defensive. So they turned into Mamoswine. Oh, I did actually not switch. Actually, I'm full of it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I took Cresselia because it's max HP and max defense. It uses Trailblaze to get about +1 speed. But because I went Rocky Helmet, it's just taking extra damage. I Moonblasted because I thought it was a fair, even play. It goes, special defense drop on the Gudra. I switch into the Fion because it's max HP. Toxic, because obviously it wants to Toxic the Cresselia because that's one way to nerf it to the ground. But it's fine because I literally built this Fion to just always come in on the Gudra. I take Heart getting my +1 special defense, and because it was -1 special attack, it literally does nothing. I eat them for days. It lowers my attack, but it's okay because it goes for Scald. A burn would have been amazing here. Don't get it. It's okay. I felt I was perfectly fine in this trade. I was just going to keep going Scald. It taunted. It was fine. I assumed it was going to go for some kind of taunt because it was going to be some kind of Stillmon. I just thought, you know what? This Pokemon's great to Scald. Now, at this point, I thought, all right, this person is going to go for a Thunderbolt or an Energy Ball. For what other reason are they going to be here? I find out later that that is not the case. But I just thought, all right, this person, knows something that I don't, so I have to get out of here and not take a super effective hit. Cresselia is the wall. It goes for a Calm Mind. I was like, all right, that's a bit strange. I tear into a fairy, thinking it is a shuttable. I don't think anyone noticed. I think, now to some people might just tear it just because it's the easy play to do or this reason. My thinking was literally it is going to shuttable, and so I Terra Fairied, to reduce the special attack, super effectiveness, letting me get it up. I didn't want to showcase my Terra early, but I did. I believe from Scizors' point of view, my bad. They believed I had to be Terra Electric. For Terra Blast. If I remember correctly, they thought that I didn't get Thunderbolt, which unfortunately I did. But because I am Terra Fairy, I'm perfectly fine to just dish out Stab and Moonblast. They don't really have anything to resist it outside of the Quillfish, which once again, I had the Thunderbolt. I unfortunately take a Toxic here. This was a misplay for me, but it's fine. They go into Corviknight thinking now they can just completely wall me. That is not the case because I have Thunderbolt, which is good by me, because now that I get the Thunderbolt up, it wastes a turn with Iron Defense, and now they are, in a predicament. I have momentum here. They have to go here. I go Moonblast. I think, I don't want to get caught out, so I'm trying my best to absolutely just predict the best out as I can. Now, once again, Fiona's max HP, max defense. I can, so I take a Heavy Slam, absolutely doing no damage to me. Now Trailblaze is up. That's perfectly fine. I'm not concerned. Now I can just Scald it and kill it off. So that's his first skill of the game. Now Meloetta comes out again, thinking again, once again, Thunderbolt or Energy Ball. I don't see any reason what. It uses Psychic, which I thought, okay, maybe he's going for the middle ground. there's a reason. So I go for light screen thinking, all right, well, the second one won't kill me. He goes for a calm mind. I was like, all right, that's fine. I go for a roost. Now I go into Cinderace thinking, well, I can just absolutely chunk it. I know I'm faster. I'm going to U-turn. Now, this was a roll to kill, but it wasn't likely, and I wasn't concerned. I was more than okay with just sacking off S-Death, coming on out. It's like X1 the more. I freeze dry. I say, you know what? I'll kill off the Articuno. Don't need it. I see this. He's going to tear a rock. I'm going to kill this off. Don't need it anymore. Now that it gets a special defense drop, I get it a scout. I know that it has close combat and life orb, and it's not scarfed, so meaning my Cinderace is always going to be faster. It predicts it. I go to the Earthquake. It obviously predicts. It gets the healing. I'm a bit special in the head. I used Salt Cure at the time when at this battle. I was on my laptop at visiting my family, so I wasn't exactly paying much attention. It's my excuse, at least. I'm just full of it. I noticed that it's Salt Cure didn't do a whole lot of damage even with the crit, so I was like, I'll go for the curse, trying to get +1/+1. I'll be able to win the 1v1 even if it body presses, and especially with Salt Cure. But it did not. It only took until now that I realized, hold on, my Salt Cure secondary effect is not proccing. It has Covert Cloak. If I had noticed this any time earlier, I could go into Beelzebub much earlier, but I wasn't all there in the head. He goes for a roost, letting me for a free switch in. He goes for body press, which I am so happy to take because Beelzebub is a god. I volt switch to chunk it back to 10%, which I can then send out to Cinderace to kill. I think I go for Pyro Ball because it just does every damage to everyone, even to Quillfish. Now Quillfish, Blow Up the Quillfish is low, with it taking one more damage with U-turn. I bring out Fion, which can just wall pretty much everything it has left in the field, especially with Meloetta out of the way. I have to be careful with this Lycanroc, so I have to switch back out, sack the Belly Bolt. I am not a player that cares much for differential. I care about the end result, or at least some way to learn from the game. So I was like, all right, sorry, Belly Bolt. I come on out with Sucker Punch, because at this point in the time, I was like, all right, I just needed Lycanroc to get it down to 80% for a 100% guarantee with Sucker Punch to kill, which it did. I guess he forgot that I could get Sucker Punch. Don't worry. In a few videos from now, I too forget that I have Sucker Punch, which is more concerning for me than it is for Scizors. But let's not get too heavy into the spoilers. So I go in U-turn, I take out, and I bring out Cresselia. Now, this is my big misplay. Now, this is, without spoiling anything else, I should have just gone into Fion. I had no reason. I saw what happened if I gone into Fion before. I think the reason I didn't is because I was 51% health, and I was scared of something happening. But I still should have gone it. I still think I could have walled it if needed. I think it was a misplay. At the very least, getting off Scalds, but it's fine. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to Cresselia. You know what? And I'm just like, so I go into this thinking, all right, I'm going to sack 1 for 1, and I'm going to be, try to sweep the remaining 2 Pokemon of Corviknight and Quillfish, because they're both low, with, say, Cinderace or another Mon, because they are fast. So, I tried 1 for 1 with Goodra, just Moonblast, Toxic, the whole nonsense, and I decided to give, so I go to see Cinderace, see the Quillfish, it lowers my attack, because my original plan was to sweep a Cinderace. Saw that the numbers were not, I didn't want to take risks with, Pyro Ball and whatnot. So I was like, alright, Fiona's perfectly enough. Fiona can sweep, give Bubbles Jr. The kills, the 3-0, let it do its work. It walled Goodra. It comes in, it gets 3 kills on its first game. I think Bubbles Jr., gets the recognition that it deserves. I think for 30 points, his Pokemon is way too underrated. I get it, it is a base 80s, and it's like a Manaphy knockoff. It may not be a well-liked Pokemon, but I think it has a use. It does get value. It has knockoff. It has flip turn. It has Scald, Take Heart. Like, those in itself is good. You can make it tanky. It is a pure water type, so it has a naturally good typing. I'm very happy with this pickup. In the next few weeks, or the next few, as of this battle happening, over the next few weeks, I make a few team changes, trying to basically figure out what identity I want my team to have, because I basically had not only an identity crisis with my team, but I felt I had imposter syndrome, feeling like I did not belong in this league, and even after getting this victory, I felt like I just got it off in the midst of him not realizing I had Sucker Punch. Even though I felt like I made some good plays, or decent plays for me at least, I came away from this battle thinking, okay, I should have came out with Fiona earlier. I should try to play in a way that I don't have to sack off Pokemon, but to me, I got the victory, and that was what was important. I am very happy with this battle. I'm thankful for Pittsburgh Scizors for battling the way he was. I felt it was really good. I'm super happy, and I watched his side of the video and his side of the battle, and I understand every reason why the plays that he made. I think from my only point of view is I think he, obviously forgetting I had Sucker Punch is. Oh, it's a game killer. Don't get me wrong. But I think the biggest thing that Meloetta not having Thunderbolt, I think obviously was a big problem. And then I don't know. I guess he was just unfamiliar with my Pokemon, and I just played a little bit better on the day. But I think if we give it in this rematch, I think it'll be much closer. He could probably take the win off of me, especially believe he's made some upgrades to his team. No More Meloetta is one of them. So, if we come to a rematch in playoffs, I'm excited to see how that goes out. And I think that he's going to push me to, I have to play better. And I'm excited to see, how that battle will go out. But with that out of the way, I'm happy that you were here to watch. I'm sorry if I went through things too fast or I spoke too fast. I don't know what the right pace for these battles to go. I don't know if, the battle is currently on normal speed, but maybe I should put on slower or faster. I try to keep up with it as I commentate as much as I can and giving my reasonings, but yeah, let me know if, if you prefer it slower, more in depth, or if you prefer it faster, or if you like the way it is. I will try my best to go in depth. As far as how I felt about this week coming away from it, I came away from 3-0 on the Pittsburgh Scizors. I was, I was happy. I was able to take away some things, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm mostly excited. I want to face off against Pittsburgh Scizors again. It sucks that I have to wait for another month and a half before to do it, assuming we both make playoffs and we're on the same side of the bracket. But it will, I'm excited to face him off again, mostly because I think by the time that we get to playoffs and we were to rematch, I think both of us will grow a lot as trainers and coaches, that a rematch would be very cathartic, and to see, to put all our lessons and all our, our journey into motion. But with that, I'm thankful for everyone. I am that one mug, and I am Sunnyside Suicunes of the PBO. Thank you to Soaring Flying and everyone else, every other coach. It will be down below that I have the links towards. And have a wonderful day.